Okay, now that we're back, let us proceed down to this new area, where I shall hopefully not be destroyed by the denizens that live here. It's a pretty short area now that we're down here. It's basically just a long alleyway, filled with occasional surprises and points of interest. Now you definitely needed to buy the Lower Burg key from earlier if you want to open the door near here. I think it's this door?
Somebody,
yes, here it is.
Please let me out of here. Somebody, anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
It's very strange that, but even though the master key unlocks the door above, it does not unlock this one. You have to actually buy the residence key, or it won't unlock. Which is it's like a weird design choice for the master key, which is really like it wouldn't really have hurt anything if it had opened that door.
Brilliant. You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels.
After you free this guy, he'll turn up at Firelink Shrine like a lot of other people. He's your most basic sorcerer trainer, apart from the magic blacksmith guy in the New Londo ruins. This guy will teach you what he teaches and quite a bit more. So if you're going for a magic build, you want to get this guy ASAP. And if you happen to like his armor, you can pick it all up here. I don't know why a person dressed exactly like him was hiding inside this barrel, but I'm sure there's a good in-universe explanation for that. And if not, we can always invent a fun conspiracy theory involving the real Griggs of Vinheim. Like perhaps that Griggs is just an imposter and he's actually stuffed the real one in a barrel. You gotta be careful with these guys. Even if you've got a shield, torches... Oh. When did I switch to my talisman? I'm sure I probably did it before the last session. That'll be it. If they're armed with torches, they're doing fire damage, so physical defense is not going to save you. Thankfully, they don't have any more hit points than the other ones. And if you're like me and you've got high poise, you can probably just punch through the initial attack. But better to avoid it entirely if you can. Some people like just see these guys and think, oh, weak dreglings, and come down here and they get torched to death in a hurry. Because they don't realize how much damage the fire weapons can do through standard shields. If your shield has low fire resistance, like it's not going to help you too much against the torch. Now we're likely to see some fun enemies here. If I walk down the alley enough, the doors will fly open. And some assassin types will come out. Here they come. Yes, they cause bleed damage. It's very terrible. And they have throwing knives. Damn it. I need to kill at least one of them. Nope. Bloodlust got to me. As a person without a shield, status effects are more deadly than the weapons themselves. Of course, that was... Like, I won't make any excuses though, that was pretty fail on me, I should have handled that better. It'll be easier the next time because there won't be, I won't have to walk so far down the lane in order to aggro them because the doors will stay open. Still, failure is failure. Can't pretend that wasn't my fault. It was completely my fault. I shouldn't have ignored their attacks to the degree I was. Should have paid more attention to the fact that I was bleeding out pretty bad. Ah, well. Now we get to fight the dogs again. I should put that in my other hand, probably, but... it would be rather difficult to avoid the dog's very first attack. Can be done, but sometimes it's better just to take it. By all means, if you have a shield, just block it. I think they still do a bit of, like, a little bit of bleeding damage through a shield, but my punches were going right over him. Now, the assassin dudes will still be in their little houses. But obviously, I should be able to... try not to let them get behind you, because they will do backstabs. Fairly savage ones at that. Oh, stupid barrel. There you go. As long as you hit them cleanly, it's not so bad. Ooh, thief tights. Probably nothing that great. Now, one of these houses that they came out of should have a treasure in it. Here it is. Mail breaker. What's the mail breaker like? It's one of those weapons again that I haven't done much on. Thrusting sword. It's basically an armor-piercing sword of some sort. Base damage is probably bad, but the armor-piercing element is probably good. Since they did a good job at making a bunch of different movesets for different weapons, it probably has the thrusting sword animations, if you like them. Now there's two dogs at the end of this corridor, but one of them gets aggroed way earlier than the other one. Since they don't seem to have any sensible sight range limit, they actually aggro from like miles away. And of course we get another bunch of assassins, because, you know, that's the way. If you can get them one at a time and just stun lock them, yeah, quite easy. They will riposte too, but they're not very good at that either. Another pickled man. Ah, there's the other one. And here's all that's pretty much all the equipment that I started with as a thief. That's where you would get it if you didn't start as a thief. But for me, it's just needless duplication. That fog door there is the boss for this area, the Capra Demon. One of those bosses, as people sometimes refer to them as. He can be a little annoying, but he's actually not that bad. Like, how annoying he ends up being is largely up to the... There's a guy behind me. There's a guy behind me. amazing piece of fail that I just showed you was me trying to not be backstabbed. While simultaneously attempting to aggro the guy in front of me and kill him before the one behind me noticed me. You should probably just directly attack the one that was hiding to the side, but my brain did something strange and made me think that attacking the guy out in the front would quickly would be the way to go. Now, the other points of interest here are the door down here is the way to continue past. Once you defeat the boss, you'll get the key to this door, which will take you down to the sewer levels, basically. But if you enter this tower and go up here, you will unlock a different merchant. This merchant, who is apparently a she.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your
And she sells the ever useful moss clumps. If you don't want to farm the bushes for them, you can buy them here with souls. Useful enough. Also, poison throwing knife. Like, I could probably invent uses for it, but probably don't need it. Dung pie. Hilarious item, but probably not too useful either. Lyric skulls. I don't use them myself, but again, definitely, you could definitely invent uses for them. In fact, I might be inventing uses for them in this particular playthrough, since there are some enemies I can imagine that I would want to distract before attempting to engage them in hand-to-hand combat. Maybe the bear skeletons from the catacombs. Like, I could totally see that being useful. Transient curses, if you don't have any and you need to fight ghosts. If you don't have a cursed weapon or you're not cursed yourself, this is the only way to fight ghosts. And if you run out of them naturally, then you have to come here to restock. Like, I got two much earlier in this playthrough from the New Londo ruins, and the ghosts there do drop them at a fair rate, but yeah, it is possible to run out, and this is the only place I know that you can get more. Obviously the charcoal and rotten pine resin give your weapons different effects. So let's say if I apply charcoal pine resin to my right hand, I'll get fire. If I apply rotten pine resin to my right hand, I'll get poison. Easy enough to understand. You can buy one humanity here. She'll only sell one and then it'll be gone. Purging stone. This is a pretty expensive place to get a purging stone, but they do cure curses. If you don't want to... The only other person who I know sells this is the NPC you unlock after you defeat the bell gargoyles. So if you're like me and you haven't defeated the gargoyles yet, but you really want to get a curse removing stone, here's the place to go. The NPC after the bell gargoyles does sell it cheaper though, so just keep that in mind. Now, the only other thing I'll do here is you run... This might look familiar. This is basically the aqueduct that we were in earlier when we go up to the Burg area. But if you approach from this side, you can open this gate. And this becomes a shortcut back to Firelink Shrine and the Lower Burg area. And that's useful for getting around. So make sure to come over here and open all these parts before worrying about the Capra Demon. It's actually much easier to approach the Capra Demon boss fight from this side than it is to go through all those assassins and dogs again. So if you're like me and you're about to fight the Capra Demon, just don't do that. Whatever that circus act that I just did, don't do it. Instead, calmly fight your way through one by one through the enemies and come down these stairs. Because that is the way to do sensible things. Oh wow, these guys are energetic. I'm not certain I've ever seen enemies follow me down here. Maybe some of these bloodstains down here can be explained. I always thought people were just killing themselves or fighting NPCs, but maybe they actually brought enemies down here. Anyway, I got some souls. We'll talk to Griggs here.
Oh, hello. I regret meeting you under such... At least we both met. Incidentally, you're clearly... Of course we...
I got some fairly decent intelligence.
I am pleased that... Well then.
So if you agree to his little question, he'll teach you some sorceries. And as you can see, he's got quite a few more than the guy downstairs. I'm a little iffy about the use of oral decoy during this particular playthrough. It's not an offensive magic, but it is a... But much like the Alluring Skull, it might be necessary in certain places. I'm not certain yet. You can use it against the Capra Demon to great effect, but that is probably a bit too far for me. I can't see myself with Magic Shield is not going to be of any use at all. Magic Weapon is the thing that might be worth something here.
Alright. That may we meet.
Now, do I have a catalyst, or do I need a catalyst? I do have a Sorcerer's Catalyst. Okay, got a wand. Yeah, the wand does have to be... If I want to enchant, use Magic Weapon, the wand is going to have to be in that hand. Let's level up to 20. Okay. Magic Weapon in my second achievement slot. Now when I use this, I'll get my little Glow Fist of Destiny. Yes, now my Caestus can do magic damage as well. It doesn't last that long, but it should be useful at certain points of the game. They have various buffs, so I'll keep this one for the moment. I can take them out with one weak punch. Don't even need the strong attack. A little improvement is better than no improvement. Oh. I did not notice that though. The Sorcerer's Catalyst has increased my weight limit. So now I'm back to being a heavy roller. Best to resolve this though. I can wear my thief mask again for the moment. That should cover the problem until I've got better endurance. It's a bit of a shame though, I am kind of relying on the physical defense. Don't need magic weapon for the next fight. It won't do me too much good against the Capra Demon anyway, there's not enough time to keep casting it. My success or failure against the Capra Demon will be determined in the opening few shots, probably. If I can get rid of the dogs, that he has some pet dogs with him, which are usually the most annoying part of the fight. So yeah, it'll just come down to whether or not I can defeat his minions and then calmly defeat him. So, let's go down here. As you can see, going from Firelink to Shrine only requires you to kill a couple of Dreglings, 2 of these assassin guys, and a few dogs. It's a much less aggravating way to go than through the Dreglings from the bonfire upstairs, because you go through a bunch of firebombers, a bunch of armored Dreglings, then a bunch of dogs, then a bunch of assassins, then another bunch of assassins, and another bunch of dogs, all to get back here. I find this much easier to oh. Of course, the minute I say that is the minute I'll start dying because of blood loss. I thought I was only dealing with one dog initially, but it looks like they both came down. Oh well. 9 Estus flasks. No, if I managed to get a heal miracle off in the middle of this fight, that would be a miracle in and of itself. Yeah, well, nothing else will chase me down here at the moment. Well, wish me luck. For better or worse, the video is ending after this particular fight. If I die, I'll probably just go away and come back for a bit. So let's see what happens. Run up and down, run up and down. Come on down. So I've gotten rid of the 2 dogs. This is no longer as dire as it would have seemed initially. Health up there. Damn it. Thought I could plunging attack him a little. Guess I shouldn't be relying on doing overly clever things. Just gotta get a feel for when he's about to do something. His attacks aren't, like, once you get used to them, they're not that bad to avoid. If you can make him commit to a really big attack, it's much easier to counter. Since the amount of slashes he does can vary from 1 to 3 with little attacks. And it's sometimes hard to get to tell. So that was a 3. But I missed the 3rd one because I didn't notice it coming. Oh, that's a big attack. Chose a bad time to heal that. Yes, plunging attack. If he does a jump off the stairs at you, you can usually get a good counter in. Remember to abuse your invincibility frames, people. That way, even being in the middle of a downward sword stroke will not kill you. If he puts his two swords together, he's going for one big strike. That's a good one to avoid and counter. I'm actually being a little cowardly here, but oh, no, I don't want to fight this guy again either, so I'll be as cowardly as I want. Oh, that was supposed to be a jump. Three swings, hit, two, and he's done. First time. Whew. As you see, I got the depth key and some other assorted little goodies. And 6,000 souls. Can't complain about that either. Alright. Thankfully, that was successful. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the Capra Demon, but as you can see, even I was able to defeat him just by being a little careful of him. It's he's a good boss for a no shield run anyway, because you don't generally block his attacks anyway. You can block a lot of them, but it's not as efficient as dodging them. Anyway, now that the depths is opened, I can proceed down there next time. But I'll put a definite cap on the current video, and see you next time. So, good luck out there, and happy playing.